Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our major stories tonight. President Muhammadu Buhari in another phone conversation, this time with King Mohammed VI of Morocco. They agreed to deepen relations between both countries. The acting president condemns corruption, calls it systemic and life-threatening. Also asked the international community to help in repatriating stolen assets. Jubilation at the Imo State Police Command as operatives gunned down a notorious kidnapper popularly known as a vampire. And France far-right leader Marine Le Pen faces a major hurdle of becoming the next president with the removal of European Parliament immunity. For more Lighthouse stories and others, please visit our website channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. We put together some of the pictures that you sent into Eyewitness portal. Let's take a look at them, shall we? First is this one from Ubomiri area of Owerri, the Imo State capital. Our Eyewitness reporter wants the government to repair the dilapidated education infrastructure in the state. From Falls Road in Onne area of River State comes this photo. Our Eyewitness reporters cautioning production companies against air pollution. Still protecting the environment, our Eyewitness reporters sent in this one from Jikoi area of the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja. He's asking residents to desist from defacing the environment with refuse. Finally, we got this one from Airport Road in Warri, Delta State. Eyewitness reporters warning road users against inappropriate loading of vehicles. We'd like to thank you for sending in those pictures, and please keep them coming. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has filed a 3-count charge of conspiracy and corruption against 2 multinational oil firms, Shell and Eni, for their roles in the alleged Malabu $1.1 billion scandal. 9 others were also charged alongside the oil majors before an FCT High Court in Abuja. Those charged alongside Shell and Eni are a former Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoke, and a former Minister of Petroleum, Dan Etete, as well as a businessman, Aliyu Abubakar. The new charges are set to be part of an international collaboration to ensure that all those who took part in the alleged $1.1 billion OPL 245 scandal are brought to justice. The OPL 245 oil block is currently owned by the Nigerian government after a temporary court order granted on the basis of an EFCC application. Shell and Eni since appealed the order, asking the block be returned to them. Meanwhile, as part of efforts to reduce the nation's dependence on oil, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has announced plans to introduce the use of compressed natural gas for cars in Nigeria. The Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Mekanti Baru, who disclosed this in Abuja while speaking at the Oloibiri Lecture and Energy Forum, explained that the corporation has successfully experimented with 400 cars running on compressed natural gas in Benin, Edo State.
When I look at the high table,
domestic gas utilization in Nigeria is the focus of the 2017 Oloibiri Lecture and Energy Forum. The Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation used the occasion to announce plans by the corporation to introduce the use of compressed natural gas for Nigerian cars.
We have successfully completed a pilot program to introduce natural gas as fuel for transportation through compressed natural gas. Today, over 400 cars, mostly commercial taxis, run on natural gas in Benin, served by a network of 6 gas filling stations.
The NNPC hemsman condemns the attacks on oil and gas pipelines by Niger Delta militants and recommends the use of gas in homes.
The incessant attacks on gas and crude pipelines has significantly affected gas supply. On this note, I would like to use this medium to appeal to the militants in the Niger Delta to stop the attack on pipeline infrastructure, to enable us attain and sustain our plan and grow the industry to the benefit of all Nigerians.
The president of the Nigeria Gas Association decries the non-utilization of natural gas by Nigerians.
There's a direct correlation between consumption of power and therefore gas and GDP. The more you use those resources, the higher your GDP.
The Oloibiri Lecture Series and Energy Forum, organized by the Society of Petroleum Engineers, is an annual event that provides a platform for oil and gas experts to brainstorm on topical issues affecting the growth of the Nigerian nation.
Handing you over now to Linda Kigbe in Abuja. Hi, Linda.
Hello, Amarachi. Nigerian scholars who have benefited from the Chevening scholarship awarded by the United Kingdom have reaffirmed their resolve to deploy their resources towards development of a nation. Members of the Alumni Association of Chevening Scholars at an extraordinary general meeting in Abuja expressed concern about the state of the nation, saying there is an urgent need for Nigerians to rally round government.
Remarks. Silver and gold.
It's the extraordinary general meeting of the Chevening Alumni Association in Abuja. Top on the agenda is the current state of the nation. Co-host of the meeting and chairman of Channels Media Group set the tone for the event.
It's time for us to get together and try and see how we can sink our differences and see how we can move the association forward, and by extension how we can contribute positively to Nigeria, which I know we all believe is in dire straits as of now.
One after the other, the Chevening scholars make contributions to the amendment of their constitution.
I really hope that we can come up with a code of conduct for Chevening, which we can incorporate into our constitution documents that will guide how we move going forward.
Beneficiaries of the Chevening scholarship share their opinion of the Alumni Association of Nigeria.
The essence is to expose you to the best of international education, then come back and see how you can harness your wealth of experience, your wealth of educational experience abroad, and apply it to developmental efforts in your home country.
We're going to dissect different aspects of development issues, and then we break into smaller committees and see that we give necessary assistance.
The association has been there now for a few years, but now is when we think we ought to make a difference, and people are committed to making that critical difference.
Chevening currently boasts of an influential global alumni network of over 43,000 members, with over 1,000 Nigerians. Prominent among the scholars are the chairman of Channels Media Group, Mr. John Momo, Ambassador Shola Enikon-Laye, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Dr. Habiba Lawal of the Ecological Fund. Others are Mohammed Babandede, Controller General of Nigerian Immigration Service, Dr. Adeshola Adedunton, Group Managing Director, First Bank, and Valentine Ozigbo, who is Managing Director, Transcorp Hotels.
Time for self-appraisal. These are the words of the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Chief John Oyegun, to members of the party's National Working Committee who met in Abuja today. According to him, the party's non-elective convention, which is expected sometime in April this year, would afford the APC an opportunity to evaluate how it has fared since it gained power in 2015. Now, in Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike says he's planning to increase access to justice for the political and economic development of his state. The governor made this known at the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a National Industrial Court complex, Port Harcourt, expected to be completed by December 2017. The event was attended by the president of the National Industrial Court, the state chief judge, members of the State Executive Council, and other guests.
As the epicenter of the oil and gas exploration, Rivers State is a major industrial hub. One Port Harcourt remains a leading and expanding commercial center in Nigeria. The need, therefore, to have a functional national industrial court in Port Harcourt to peacefully settle labor and industrial relations disputes, enhance industrial harmony, and engender economic development cannot be overstated. This is very good for the nation in particular and the state in general, because industrial harmony is at the core of economic development, and no nation or state can effectively develop and improve the well-being of its people without an efficient judicial system that caters for all aspects of human relations.
On our own part, we promise to go by our oath of office, to discharge justice without fear of favor, ill will, or affection. The fact that Rivers State is building this place for us does not mean we give judgment to Rivers State, and does not mean we should give judgment against Rivers State. Federal government has been building courts. That does not mean they should be having judgments in our court, and that does not mean we should be judging against them. All we are here for is to do justice to all manners of people.
Now, in its bid to stem the tide of violence and criminality in the country, the Nigerian Army says it is planting more military brigades in more states of the Federation. Speaking during the commissioning of temporary accommodation for the newly created 16th Brigade in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, the Chief of Army Staff, General Tukur Buratai, explains that the Nigerian Army is poised to tackle insecurity within the Niger Delta region.
All is now set for the full takeoff of military activities at the newly formed 16th Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Yenagoa. Men of the military, their wives and guests are on ground to welcome the Governor of Bayelsa State, Seriake Dixon, and the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai. As they arrive at the temporary office of the 16th Brigade, Governor Dixon immediately mounts the stand. The commander of the yet-to-be-commissioned military unit, Brigadier General Kelvin Aligbe, welcomes the visitors and then outlines the achievements of the newly created 16th Brigade.
In the last 2 months, we have been able to train 66 young soldiers that recently passed out as members of the 75 regular recruit intake at the Amphibious Training School, Calabar, under the auspices of the training program put in place by the Defense Headquarters.
A side attraction comes with dancing to set the mood to celebrate. In his address, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, while appreciating the Governor for his support to the Army, revealed the reasons behind the setting up of the new brigade.
The economic resources that this country has definitely require a nation that has that responsibility to deter and to defend any external aggression from that direction.
The camp is unveiled and named after the Chief of Army Staff. Governor Seriake Dixon also commends the provision of the temporary office of the 16th Brigade as the best in the Federation, as he asks for more.
I want to assure you that Bayelsa will continue to partner with the Nigerian Army and with all security agencies. Bayelsa is ready and willing to give whatever support.
To whom much is given, much more is expected, as the elated commander and officers of the 16th Brigade revealed that they are now more determined to deliver on their duty of protecting citizens, the waterways, and the entire nation.
When the news at 10 returns, Central Bank of Nigeria is set to clear accumulated demand of dollars by companies and importers through the interbank spot markets. That's in business news. Join us again.